Engel v. Vitale is a landmark United States Supreme Court case that dealt with the constitutionality of state-sponsored prayer in public schools. Here is a detailed analysis. The legal basis for the case lies in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, which prohibits the establishment of religion by the government. Some basic facts. The case originated in New York, where the Board of Regents authorized a short voluntary prayer for recitation at the start of each school day. The prayer was considered non-denominational and read as follows: Almighty God, we acknowledge our dependence upon Thee, and we beg Thy blessings upon us, our teachers, and our country. Some historical context. The case was a part of a series of legal challenges in the 20th century addressing the role of religion in public schools. The 1950s saw an increased religious fervor in the United States, and some state legislators, including New York, responded by authorizing or requiring daily prayer in public schools. During this period, there was a push for a more visible role in religion in public life, and the New York Board of Regents prayer was seen as part of this broader trend. Procedural history. The lawsuit was filed in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York in 1958. The District Court ruled in favor of the defendants, upholding the constitutionality of the prayer. The case was then appealed to the United States Supreme Court. Litigants. The primary litigant was Stephen Engel, a parent who objected to the prayer being recited in his child's public school. Other parents joined the lawsuit, creating a group of plaintiffs. Legal counsel. The plaintiffs were represented by legal counsel led by Lawrence Rothwax. The defendants representing the state were led by Miles McDonald. Arguments made in court. The plaintiffs argued that the state-sponsored prayer violated the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment, asserting that the government had no business composing and endorsing prayers. The defendants contended that the prayer was voluntary and non-sectarian, thus not violating the Establishment Clause. They argued that the prayer was merely a tool to encourage moral values. The court ruling. The Supreme Court, in a landmark decision on June 25, 1962, ruled 6-1 in favor of the plaintiffs, finding the state-sponsored prayer unconstitutional.
Majority opinion. Justice Hugo Black wrote the majority opinion, holding that the state-sponsored prayer constituted government endorsement of religion, breaching the separation of church and state as mandated by the First Amendment. Dissenting opinion. Justice Potter Stewart issued the sole dissent, contending that the prayer was not coercive and didn't violate the Establishment Clause. Legislative acts. The decision relied on precedents such as Everson v. Board of Education and McCollum v. Board of Education, which emphasized the importance of maintaining a separation between church and state. Impact and analysis. Engel v. Vitale significantly reinforced the principle of separation of church and state in the context of public education, establishing that government-endorsed prayers in public schools were unconstitutional. Engel v. Vitale remains a landmark decision, shaping the constitutional understanding of the Establishment Clause. The case is often cited in discussions about the boundaries between religion and government and has left a lasting impact on how the U.S. legal system navigates issues related to the separation of church and state. The court's decision generated significant public attention and a range of reactions. Some viewed the decision as an affirmation of the principle of separation of church and state, while others criticized it as an infringement on religious freedom. Rationale. The court, in its opinion, emphasized the principle that the Establishment Clause was intended to create a wall of separation between government and religion. The decision had a profound impact on the practice of prayer in public schools, setting a precedent against state-sponsored religious activities within the education system. Engel v. Vitale became a crucial precedent in subsequent cases dealing with the Establishment Clause and government involvement in religious activities. The decision sparked public debate and criticism from those who believed that the court was restricting religious freedom. However, it marked a crucial moment in the interpretation of the First Amendment. In summary, Engel v. Vitale was a pivotal case that solidified the court's stance on the separation of church and state, especially in the context of public education. The decision underscored the importance of maintaining neutrality in matters of religion to protect the rights of individuals and uphold the constitutional principles of the First Amendment.